Thanks to everybody that's tuned in, all 7 of you. Just thought I'd do a little bit of digging. Hope everybody's having a great day today. Friends are going to empty the buckets now. You can see got a full load. So I'll be disappearing for a minute. Back shortly. It's got to be careful not to drag all the wiring and stuff up with the elevator. time. I left my glasses at the top. They're just reading glasses, but I can't see much on my laptop about them. Messages. Yeah, Frank, it's what's the time here now? So 10 to 11, mate, in the morning. So you must be in Australia, I take it. 10:45 in the UK, nice. Right, you're using solar. Well done. G'day, Nick. All right, let's get off some digging. This camera is it's an old Microsoft webcam. It's, you can't zoom out, so a bit of a challenge to get everything in picture, to be honest. Let's turn my volume down so I'm getting an echo. That's better. Bristol, UK. Nice. How's the weather there, mate? Right there, thank you. Or Matt, I should say. It is fine here, quite warm. It's not quite warm. G'day, Nexus, mate. It's been a while since you've done a video. not trying to shame you or anything, but keen to see your progress. Right. Let's do some work. I'll grab the camera and show you guys a little stream I've got coming in here. The camera's on a cable, so excuse the disruption to the stream at the moment. Oh, there you go. Couldn't get it out. Sort of winded it behind everything so it doesn't get caught up in the elevator. Right, hopefully it's can watch me on screen so you can see what I'm looking at. Oh, here we go. Yeah, check that out, guys. It's a little water feature. So it has been raining, so it's not unsurprising. There's a bit of water coming in now. It's a ominous looking cavity there. You see a little face come out or something. Yeah, so be interesting to see how the flow of water increases over winter. Ultimately, as I dig back, I predict this hole is going to slowly work its way up. Because I'm staying level and the ground slopes. So I think this hole will slowly sort of get higher and higher as I dig deeper. And when I've got to the end as far as I want to tunnel, I plan to make that into an actual water feature inside the tunnel. Have like a rock wall or something like a waterfall. Because you can't stop it, so you may as well make something of it. And the water's very clean. So the other thing I want to do, which I haven't done yet, is so at the moment I've got a couple of dirty water pumps. They're just an impeller pump. And they can lift to about, I think, 7 or 8 meters, which is, I'm down here at the moment. Where I'm standing right now is about, about 5 meters. That's the 4 meter mark here. So yeah, about 5 meters on the floor below ground. So those pumps are down another meter underneath the floor here. So that almost at the limit of their capacity. So what I want to do is get like a high pressure. It's a pump designed to supply a house from the tank, and that will be 60 meters. So what I plan to do eventually is pop one of them pumps in and have that pump to the top of my section, and I'll put a bit of water up there. And the water's spotlessly clean. So even in summer, as the trip slows down, but it's still. So when in the drier months, it'll be quite handy filling up my water tanks from my garden and stuff like that. So yeah. I've got a few messages here. Oh yeah, I'm hearing you, Nexus. I'm a bit the same, mate. I had to set it up. Just actually, thankfully, I got a little bit of money from YouTube, and I've just bought some bricks and some concrete and some rebar so I can carry on with this wall. You can see the bottom of it here. I've got enough materials now to finish that up to the ceiling level, and I like to save up and buy the steel, but we'll get in there. Yeah. Yeah, Frank, it's not. It's actually not scary. I have gone to great lengths to make this as safe as possible. So behind all this, behind all the shaft walls, is rebar and concrete, and this is 50 mil timber designed for retaining walls, and it's only a metre, so each side. So that's well within, it's more than strong enough. And then here in this side tunnel, the wall here is full of rebar and concrete. So it's extremely well over-engineered. The base I'm sitting on is probably about, can't remember now, it's about 400 millimeters thick, full of rebar. And then the ceiling, which you can't see, is steel beams. They're is it DFC or DFS? Anyway, they're like a channel, but they're thick and strong. And it's a metre from side to side, so that's not a huge span. And on top of that is concrete and rebar. So she's well strong, mate. And then the section of ceiling that isn't actually got steel beams on, there's 20 rebar rods through. I'll show you guys because some of you guys might not have seen this. Let's back the camera again. Yeah, so where we've got the sign here, Mick's Tunnel. Mick is one of my YouTube members who's taken the architect level. So that's very appreciated. So he got naming rights on aspect of the build, and he chose to claim the tunnel. So this is Mick's Tunnel. So just above that, we've got these holes. So I drove 1.7 metre rebar rods through each of these holes. So they go back through the clay. So they're supported. Get that in the screen. Yeah. So they're supported on one end by the ceiling, which they're still in the ceiling with the steel beams, and then the other end is over a metre of rod embedded in the clay. And there's 20 of those. So you can't see this one stretch up to right now. you can't even see me at all because this stupid camera's not very good. It's in a very wide field. But anyway, above me are these 20 rods. So driven into the clay. So they stop anything falling down. And they've been, honestly, they've been really good. Nothing's, it's stable as. This clay is reasonably stable anyway, except where the water comes through. That's where it starts to sort of separate and fall apart a bit. But the rest of it, you could dig. Like if I dug a hole, shot me in the camera. I dug a hole here, and I could dig quite deep, quite stable. But yeah, no, I'm erring on the side of caution. Be very careful. Just above my head, or just above my head here, there's another row of rebar rods actually that go for 1 metre. So that just basically, so I don't have a huge face of clay that can collapse in on me. It's only a small amount that will fall down, just fall on my foot, and I've got safety shoes on. And it's clay, it's not rocks. So yeah, honestly, I did hear somebody comment a while back. They said, "Oh, this builds a deep trap," and I sort of this is in a video that I did, and so I addressed all the things that I thought could be dangerous. Ventilation was one, and this actually a ventilation system. Sucks out the bad air and pumps in the good air. Claps, which I've covered. The biggest, I think the biggest risk that I identified, and a couple other people did, was falling. The possibility of falling down the shaft. And that's where I've got this on. This is a working at height harness. This is a proper industrial harness, and then I have a fall arrestor. And when I'm going up and down the ladder, or up and down on the elevator, I always connect myself to that. And then I'm working around the top of the bunker in the so it's actually very good too. It acts, sometimes I take a step, and if you step too quickly, it locks up, stops you. So I think I'm pretty covered. But yeah, I'm always open to comments too. If somebody sees a potential danger, and they speak up, I'll address it because I want to stay safe down here. So let's have a look. Rambling on, not getting any work done. That's all good. Mate, hello, me, mate. You'll fix. You'll have a go at fixing it. I love it, fixing the chimney. Excellent. Yeah, cheers, Nexus. Thanks for the kind words. Oh, yeah, thanks, Frank. Yeah, I don't know if I'm stupid or just stubborn. But, I'll be honest, I've started projects in the past and I've sort of lost steam on them, and this one I'm determined to see it through, and I'm actually really enjoying it. I just love it down here. Digging and problem solving. I've had videos you see over the course of the last 40 years. I've had a lot of challenges, a lot of problems, and sort of between myself and I've made a lot of good suggestions, and I enjoy the whole process. It's a hobby, and I enjoy it. It's crazy, but yeah, there's a lot more constructive things I could be doing as a hobby. So, yeah. Anyway, I'm going to do a bit of digging, guys. And when I get this section of block work done and get the next section of ceiling, and then I'll have basically 1 square metre of useful floor space, which doesn't sound a lot, but I think I'll look at hang a few tools up and make a shelf for my laptop. See, I sit on the bucket here, because I need the laptop to run the webcam. But yeah, I sort of start. I feel like once I get that next section of ceiling in, I'll actually start to feel like usable space. So, and from that point on, then I'll be going to be digging wider, digging out each side. I'll play off my laptop. So it's got to last me. That's a few years old, but I don't want it covered in clay and dirt. But yeah, I'll be widening out each side, making this actual usable room. Yeah, Nexus, I agree, mate. It's oh, good night, Sean. South Devon. Oh, nice. Hey, thanks for tuning in, mate. Have a nice sleep. Good night. Yeah, Nexus, I think it's a silly idea to have a bunker, and I've had people say, oh, you'd want to live if there's a nuclear war and all that. Well, they've got a point, but I'm not just thinking of worst case scenario. It could be a huge weather event, and this is a safe place to hide out. Even if there's a disruption to supply chains, it's a place to store stuff. When I say cool, I mean temperature-wise. You can canned food and stuff like that down here. It's out of sight. It's perfect storage conditions. And there's a few scenarios where we live. There's a lot of bush around us, and during the summer it gets very dry, and there's been a few sort of fires, nothing major. But I feel like if we had a major, if there was a major fire sweeping down from the hills, this is a place to hang out, because when it's finished, it'll be its own air filtration system, and so in the case of a fire, particularly like you get these wildfires, they come through quick. That's the thing. They sit burning for hours and hours. They actually come through. I've watched a few on TV, or on YouTube more than TV. Actually, who watches TV anymore? But on YouTube, you'll see it sweep through. It moves faster than you can run. I mean, these things fly along, and they've been and gone. In half an hour, all that's left is ash and burning embers. So it's not like you have to it's not like you have to hide out for days or anything like that. If you had a safe place to hunker down for a couple of hours, but after that it'd probably be safe to come up. People say you should move, right? You should get out of Dodge if that happens. But mate, I can. The traffic around here is crazy just on an all day, and if it rains, it's ridiculous, 10 times worse. So you can imagine the panic and pandemonium of if there's a wildfire sweeping across the hills. You'd probably just end up dying in your car. So I'd rather hunt down. So when this is finished, that could be one scenario, where you come down here, grab all your valuables, shut, because we'll have a proper lid on it by then, shut the door, and ride it out. The other thing is too, when the space is finished, it'll be usable space. So I've actually, some of you guys might have seen my other sort of mini bunker, I suppose, under my house, which I turned into a home theatre. So I use that virtually every day. It's a beautiful place to watch a movie. It's quiet. It's temperature-wise, it's very stable. So in the summer, it feels cool. You go down in the winter, and it feels warm. And I've got a heater and a fan if I need to, hit it in either direction. But most times, it's just perfect temperature down there, and perfectly dark, perfectly quiet. It's just a great place to watch a movie and not have to listen to all the police helicopters and races and everything else that's going on around that neighbourhood. So, I think a bunker is a great place a great resource. The process of building it's fun, but then you've got this resource that you can actually use. It's not just a hole in the ground that once it's finished, you just leave it. Thing is, I sort of joke about bunkers. I say a bunker ultimately ends up being an underground swimming pool, and I think that's when you don't use them, and you just let them, don't go down them for a year, and then your pump stops working and you don't realise, and then it fills up with water. Down here every day, pretty much. No, let's answer some of these questions. Ben's off. Yes, so I don't have, to be honest, I don't have a huge circle of friends. I choose quality over quantity. The couple that I've told have been intrigued, I guess, and amused. But then when I sort of explain, and that's cinema, you know, they don't think I'm totally crazy. Some of my family is supportive. Some think it's a bit nutty, but they're indulgent. Hobbies because it keeps me at home, keeps me happy. So yeah. Yeah, Nexus. Yeah, I feel like that. A submarine is the one I feel closest because you've got pressure on the outside, you know, and you've got to keep the water out. So, yeah, I think submarine is the engineering of a submarine would align quite closely with the engineering of a bunker. Demon Zitto. Yeah, absolute legend. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Absolute legend. Yeah, Demon Zitto has been my longest supporter of the channel. Was there? So the very first subscriber was Lord Zek, but I've actually not seen any of Lord Zek since. So if you're out there, mate, yeah, g'day. Hasn't commented or anything for a couple of years. Demon Zitto was in that first handful of subscribers and has been a loyal supporter all the way through. So really appreciate it. Yeah, and thank you for that. Yeah, so yeah, Ben's off. Getting back to your question, don't think I've had anyone else down here. It's not that I don't want, I'd let you down here, but close friends and family, I'd that team. But yeah, I'll get one down here one day to have a look. So I am going to, at the moment, yeah, I've got the harness on when I ride the elevator because if the cable break, if that was break, which is unlikely, it's rated for this one was rated for 3,000 kilograms. So that's 3 ton. If you're talking pounds, that's around, for American friends, that's over 5,000 pounds. So it's, and the elevator itself probably weighs about, it's got a battery and the winch motor, probably about maybe 50, 60 kg, and then I weigh 70. The soil weighs, when it's fully loaded, probably about 15 kg in each bucket. So it's probably about, I don't know, 70 or 80 kg. So it's well, it's well overspent. But if this cable was to break, the thing would plunge to the ground. So you could be on a 6 metre very fast ride to oblivion. But I am going to get a full arrestor that'll connect up to the elevator, and that'll make it a lot safer. And then hopefully I might be able to convince somebody to come down here. Mate, Assassinator watching at midnight. Thank you for your tenacity there, mate. What was I going to say? Oh yes. So when it is, when it's a livable space down here, which if you look in my videos, I do actually give an overview of what the ultimate plan is. And it'll be a few years, I know that, but when it is finished, certainly some of my more, I guess, loyal viewers, YouTube members, and Patreon members. Sorry, there's a dead spider up there. Yeah, they'll be invited to come down and have a visit if they're in, for sure. I'm not being that super secretive about it. If they've got the interest, they'll have a visit. Absolutely, spend the night. And I was joking about that. I think, if somebody's keen to be like an Airbnb underground, that's a long way away. But be adverse to that. Come down and we'll do do a collaboration video. Yeah, what have we got here? Much work done, but that's all cool. Oh, we have to 13 concurrent viewers. That's the most I've had on a live stream. Thank you. Oh, Ralph, mate. Nuclear power sub. Yeah, that'll be the one. Yeah, nuclear free. NZ, unfortunately, no. Nuclear would be cool though. I like a little micro, what do you call them? Reactor. Yeah. It's probably saying I shouldn't, I mean, I don't know how to do it. I won't be able to get resources, but it's not something I should even think about because I would have the meaning break down here. Weird to me. Cold fusion bunker, yeah, that's the one. I'm going to experiment a little bit with alternative power supplies. So obviously, solar's an easy one, obviously. But I've seen people mucking around with earth batteries and stuff like that. And I think, well, there's plenty of earth here. So, I mean, I've done it. I've done a very basic one. Basically, you just have two rods of different metals. So you, as itself, might have a steel rod and an aluminium rod. And you plug them into the soil, and then connect them up to a voltmeter, and you'll get some voltage there. It's very low and very, very low amperage. But I have seen somebody, this Double M Innovations does a lot of, it's well worth a look if you're interested in that sort of stuff. He does a lot of videos on harnessing energy from the atmosphere and from the ground. And he actually, he lights up, I mean, it's just amazing. I'm quite impressed by it. He actually lights up LEDs using this, which I've not seen anybody else be able to do. So he uses a capacitor, and he runs these little LEDs, and they're just running on thin air, basically. So, yeah, it's not impossible. Oh, absolutely, Rick, mate. Yeah. I think you mentioned that before. As I said to you, you want to hold off, hold off until it's more than just a muddy hole. And we're getting there. I'm going to do a bit of digging, guys. Fill these buckets up. I set myself a goal of trying 6 of these every day for a year, and I'm well behind because I've been working on other stuff with the bunker. So I'm sort of trying to get back into the habit of doing a couple each day, like a couple of sets of 6 to try and get back on track. There's plenty of year left, but before you know it, the Christmas decorations are up. One down. Oh, cramping your leg, man. Sciatica. Sciatica a while back, and if anybody's had that, they know how horrible that is. And since then, I tend to get a cramp in the left leg if I get it in the wrong spot. Old age creeping up. The best thing you can do is keep moving. Stillness, I saw a little thing somewhere. Said stillness is death and movement is life. And I think it's pretty true. You got to keep moving. If you're in pain, still keep moving. As much as you can, at least. Oh yeah, Nexus. Yeah, definitely plan on doing some grow lights down here and doing some hydroponics and aquaponics maybe, especially because I've got the water supply, so could have a pond, I suppose, at the end. It's not a silly idea. So I was talking about having a water feature before going into a pond and have a few koi. I don't know what they taste like. I'm sure there's other fish that would, would thrive in those environments. They're high in protein, good oils and stuff. So yeah, not a silly. Oh, breakthrough. Yeah, I'm looking forward to experimenting with all that stuff. I want to get a usable space down here. It'll grow and thrive. One regret with this project that I didn't start it 20 years ago. Yeah, Nexus. I actually I watched a pretty good. Can't remember who the creator was, but this guy he worked out how many plants or how much plant he ended up using plants. They didn't produce enough oxygen, but he used algae, and it's basically how much you'd need to create enough oxygen to process enough carbon dioxide to survive in a closed environment. And it was a lot. It was a lot. It's an interesting video, to be honest. It was pretty scientific about it. So he did sort of suggest ways he thought could make it more efficient, but it's a lot of effort. But again, not impossible, I guess. If you have the right algae, an algae you eat, then you've got your food supply, and you've got your oxygen and your CO2 scrubbing all in one. Not sure if I'll ever get that far. Start eating algae, but we'll see. There's one advantage of being a bit older, too, is that there's plenty of food that will last at least 20 years. So when this thing's finished, if I stock it up with 20 years supplies, it'll probably, enough to outlive me. I got it covered. It's not like I have to have 50 years supply. You're probably thinking I could be more efficient in my digging, but I'm not in a hurry. I'm breaking it up quite small because where I'm dumping it, I want it to compact down. And if I bring out big lumps, that just doesn't happen. So there's a method to my madness. Oh, guys can see that. Look at that huge, big chunk is broken away. Break that up. I've had a lot of suggestions about using the clay as something productive, and I've tried a few things and they've all been a failure. But I've got another experiment in progress and I am videoing it. So I'll release that video when it's finished and we'll see how successful that is. Yeah, quite keen to find something useful to do with all this clay. It's 50 years ago, I could have sold it to the local brickworks, or at least given it to them. This area actually used to have a few brickworks. It's not far from here anyway. And it's all gone now. But yes, the clay is obviously suitable for bricks. We're up to one more bucket. I've cursed this clay over the years, but I watch a channel. If you like this sort of thing, then it's a channel you want to watch. Somebody, actually, one of my viewers recommended it. The welder guy might have recommended it. Actually, it was Modern Hillbilly, and it's a guy in Canada, and he's for goodness sakes, don't suggest. He's in America, he's in Canada, and he's digging a tunnel just for fun, and he's hit solid rock. That's really hard. He's like drilling it and putting in wedges, trying to blast it with like these little mini blasting sticks, and yeah, it's sort of slowed him right down. So whilst the clay does have its challenges, in some ways it's one of the better mediums to dig through. I think sandstone would be the ultimate for me, and I tried to reach that. And I actually seen an earlier video. I got a bore auger and dug down as far as I could, hoping to reach sandstone, because I think eventually this would transition into sandstone. And there's another channel I follow, a guy called Save It for Parts. It's an interesting guy. Does a lot of radio and computer and satellite type stuff, but also goes out to a place called Sandland. It's called Sandland, and basically it's sandstone, and they've carved these tunnels into it, and it's like a community, and they all have a sort of a section that they carve out, and he's actually made like a bar, an underground bar, and because it doesn't need any supports, you know, it's stable and strong enough that you can just carve out a tunnel in a room, and you don't have to worry about any supports. So that would be the ultimate, but I've not struck that. I don't know where it is. It'll be under here somewhere, but down another 20 metres, or 50 metres. So I'm stuck with clay. But as I say, it's not the worst. It's not the worst stuff to work with. Yeah, it is pretty cool, eh, Rick? Yes. I love watching other people's projects. Yeah, we've got Subterranean Ralph, um, Backyard Bunker Builder. He's been inactive lately, but his channel's well worth a look. Very clever bloke. I've learned a lot from actually a lot from Ralph, and I'll be applying some of that very shortly. Actually, building a awning over my deck. But yeah, I've learned a lot watching the channels like Training Ralph and Backyard Bunker Builder, mate Dale. And then, yeah, Modern Hillbilly, it's another one. Tornado Dave, he's sort of a next level guy. He's right up there with Colin Fairs. I'm sure a lot of you watch him. Those two guys, you're very clever, very well resourced, and working on a different level to me. But I still, watch their channels. I still learn a lot of things that I can apply in my build and projects. So, yeah, very thankful for YouTube as a business, to be honest. You go back 40 years, this just wasn't a thing. You just go to the library. That's where you went to get information. So, yeah, watching all these other guys, I find very inspiring. There's a few more out there. Some of them aren't so active at the moment, but hopefully they'll get back to it. Right. Guys, that's another 6 buckets, and that's actually going to be me for today. So, yeah, I'm going to tune out now. So, thanks to everybody that's tuned in and been watching. I really appreciate it. And thanks for the banter. It's certainly an aspect of YouTube I really enjoy. There's a lot of clever people out there, and inquisitive people, and funny people, and I quite enjoy it. And yeah, it's an aspect of this, I guess, project that I really enjoy. But I better go and do some other things now. I've actually got a house to blast, so just a soft wash on the outside. A bit mossy. So I'll see you at Nexus, mate. Nexus. And good one, mate. I'm glad. I look forward to your next video. And yeah, so I'm off, friends. So thanks again. And I'm not sure if I'll get another live stream this week, but I will have a video out on Sunday, so around 6 o'clock. So I've actually got the footage. I'm just editing it now. And yeah, we'll see you then. See you today. Thanks, mate. All right, gonna hit the button now. See you guys. I've got a bit of clay stuck on the screen of my laptop. A poor old laptop. This is a gaming laptop. This is a top end. It was when I bought a top end piece of kit. It's getting clay and dirt on it. All right, I'm out of here. See ya.